Not really. What is the second step? I'm excited. Is that first step? Tomorrow is the second step, like the streaming in the morning.
What did I say? Remind me
Like,
more. Remind me more.
uh, yeah, I'm sure the it's
I want to give you step
you
two, but I
you
have to remember step one.
title. Yeah, step one.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah. Okay,
steps to change your accent.
got you. Yeah, yeah. So just got you. Yeah. Did you watch the stream or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've already. I've told you guys. You guys already know all my secrets. So again, that was really just about if you have a sentence that you find difficult to say. The big strategy is to find the vowel sounds. Get the vowels because that's always going to be the key. If you can get the vowel sounds right, then you can add the consonants in, and just make sure that they're not changing. You want those vowels to stay the same, no matter what consonant you put in front of it. That's
Cool.
really the key. Um, so, for instance, let me I'll pull up a transcript and we can just kind of put that into practice a little bit. If you think of other questions, let me know.
Yeah. In the very end, you talked about vocal fry. It's something
Hmm.
that I don't know if I like do it, but uh
I wouldn't. I
I
don't
I
believe I've
would
heard you
like to
do it.
know if this is like a tool or if we need to avoid it.
I mean, I hate to say like avoid it because I mean, there's people, there's native speakers that do it, and I don't want to tell native speakers not to do it. What I would say is it's a social linguistic question. In general, you see it more with female speakers than you do see it with male speakers, and it's also something that is relatively recent. Like female speakers in the U.S., 40 years ago didn't do it. That's the I think the social linguistic aspect of language is so interesting because that a lot of times is one of the things behind placement. I mean, the example I always give is like, for instance, if you ever see like Japanese anime, what do the female characters do? They like speak super high, like they do the super high pitch stuff. A lot of it's kind of like the opposite of American English. There's nothing biological about it. It's entirely cultural. And it's the same thing with like Portuguese. Like it's the same thing with any language. How you
Yeah,
determine um, with the placement you're using. There's probably features in Brazilian Portuguese that male speakers can do that female speakers culturally shouldn't do, and vice
right.
versa. You know, um, it's just how it kind of turns out. You know, um, let's see. I think this one could work. I'm going to share my screen. So our goal is, we'll talk about pitch and things and linking and stuff, but my big goal is going to be making sure our vowel sounds are flowing enough for today.
Yeah,
Give me a moment. I'll get my marker. Can you see my screen okay?
I do.
Cool. That's all right. Okay, so like I said, I'm really interested in vowel sounds. Whenever you're ready, can you read this sentence for me here? From a large down to both.
A large portion of that population are either poor or they're people of color or they're both.
Can you read that one more time for me?
A large portion of that population are either poor or they're people of color or they're both.
I'm highlighting some words where I feel like I don't want to say we're losing our vowel sounds, but our vowel sounds become noticeably more closed off. Okay. Can you say population?
Population,
hmm can you say popu?
popu,
Even on that U is already close enough a little bit compared to pop. Can you say again? Popu.
popu,
Better. Do you feel that even though you just did it right there, it's a little more open than it was previously? Can you say again? Popu.
popu,
Mm-hmm. So now let's add the next part. Populate.
populate.
That lay is a little bit more closed off than the previous syllable. I don't know if you felt that. Populate.
Populate.
Yeah. Population.
Population.
The only thing I would say is for that shin at the end. You kind of gave me like a schwa, like shun, shun. I would use personally more of a short I, shin, shin.
Population.
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 hmm Okay. Can you say it like 3 times? Population, population, population.
Population. Population. Population.
I would even say you might be overstressing the A because it's really slowing down a lot. It's true that when you stress it, you do want it to be longer, but it doesn't have to be like too long. So it's not population. It's more population, population, population.
Population. Population. Population.
That last one's very good. Last one's very good. The time before that was too long, but the last one's very good. Um, can you say poor,
Poor.
poor, poor? Do you hear a difference between poor and poor? Can you hear a difference?
Par.
Poor.
Par.
Can you say poor, poor, poor?
Par. Par. Par.
Yeah, the last one's very good. Can you say either poor?
Either poor.
hmm Next word, can you say color?
Color.
Very good. Can you do it again? Color.
Color.
Can you say people of color?
People. Color.
A little closed off on the k sound, first syllable. People of color.
People. Color.
hmm Go a little faster on color. People of color.
People. Color.
Okay. And how about the last part? Both.
Both.
Order both.
Or they're both.
Now that time was more closed off. You got order both versus order both.
Or they're both.
It's not ba, it's more bo.
Both.
Better. Order both.
Or they're both. Or they're both. It's difficult. The or they are. Or they are. Or they're
Order.
like
Order.
yeah. Or they or they're or they're both. Or they're both.
Both is really closed off. Order both. Order both versus order both. Order both.
Or they're both. Or they're both.
Careful, it's almost like ba ba versus bo bo.
Or they're both. Or they're both.
Can you say o for me? O.
Oh.
Can you say o bo?
Oboe.
O bo both.
Both.
Can you say that one more time for me? O bo both.
Both.
Good. That was very good. Can you do o bo both? Order both.
Both. Or they're both.
Not bad. The last both was a little bit more closed off than the first one. Get that one more time for me. Oh, both, order both.
Both. Or they're both.
Better. Better. Um, so let's do this whole sentence again. Really trying to keep those vowels open, okay? I'll give you a model. A large portion of that population are either poor or they're people of color or they're both.
A large portion of the population are either poor or they're people of color or they're both.
The big thing there is people of color. That was the big one that still kind of closed off a little bit, but that was better.
It's like or or endless. Or
Yeah,
come on, it's
poor
like
or
or
people of
only like two
color.
two choices and that's
Mhm.
it.
I get it. There's a lot of like those R sounds and things like that. I get it in this, particularly in this sentence. But I mean, what a great opportunity for practice, right? Um,
Sure.
so this, if you just had something to target Just that last sentence. Poor are people of color or both. Can you say that part like 3 times? Just kind of practicing those R sounds. Poor are people of color or both. Poor are people of color or both. Poor are people of color or both.
Poor are the people of color, or they're both. Poor are the people of color, or they're both. Poor are the people of color, or they're both.
We're still very closed off. Try to get everything. I want you to try to say that sentence with your mouth a little wider the entire time. I'll give you a model. Poor people of color or both. Poor people of color or both. Poor people of color or both. Obviously, that's not how I normally talk, but it's just for the sake of the exercise, opening things up.
Poor are people that poor are their people of color, or they're both. Poor are their people of color, or they're both.
Okay. Um, both is still closing off. Just to note, both, both. The other one though, I really like what
Uh,
happened on color. Color was much more open, and also poor was open as well. Okay, you'll hear that on the replay, I think. Um, questions for me on that sentence?
hmm,
Okay.
no questions.
Okay.
It's
So those are the R sounds. So that'll be some good practice there. Let's let's kind of do something like what we did this morning in the stream, where we kind of just take a phrase and focus on the vowel sounds a little bit. I want to try to find a relatively shorter sentence or section. Let's do this one right here. All right. So what we're going to do, in case for people who didn't see the stream, our goal is to keep things really smooth by targeting our vowel sounds. Okay, so we're just going to try to say this just with vowel sounds. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. In fact, if anything, if it's too perfect, it's going to sound probably not that great. Um, so I'm just going to say this and try to hit all the vowel sounds, and I want you to try to do the same. Okay. So the general vowel sounds are going to be something like l, air, I, ori. It's like air, ori, air, ori. All right, can you do that for me?
I.
Not bad. I really do that again. Pay attention to your placement because sometimes it goes a little high. Try to keep your placement in the same spot. I'll give you another model. My goal is to keep everything in the same spot. Oh yeah, ori.
Ay.
Not bad. I did feel like on needs when you got to that e,
E.
it went a little
E.
high. You hear that? Yeah. It's like L-E. Can you say that for me? L-E.
I.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again. L-E, L-E, L-E.
I. What is the first like fundamental?
Uh-huh.
Uh,
You mean
uh,
anal? Anal? Anal?
I. I.
Anal? Anal?
E.
Careful. Really nasally. It's like not so nasally.
Okay.
E.
L. E.
Yeah.
L. E.
Mm-hmm.
L. E.
Yeah.
And I.
I know it sounds like nonsense. I totally get it. But the reality is if you get that
Yeah.
rhythm right, that's the
Yeah,
language. That's the
it
rhythm.
is. It's like you're doing like 80,
Yeah.
80%, like
Mm-hmm.
80-20, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
80
yeah.
is the vowels, and then only like 20% just like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, it's you're putting together the skeleton, but you're taking away all the muscle and
skeleton.
the
Yeah.
meat and stuff. You know, but the bones are there. It's the rhythm. Like if you're, it's kind of like if you listen to a conversation, but you're not really paying attention. This is kind of what you hear in the background. You know, you hear the noises. It's like, did you ever play like The Sims,
Yep.
the game? Sometimes my brother and I we talk to each other like The Sims.
It's impossible.
But
Gotcha.
that's,
Gotcha.
you know, but like the Sims that's actually a great practice. Like copy
Yeah.
the sounds of dialogue from the Sims because the audio they're using is Americans that are just talking gibberish,
Yeah.
but that gibberish is often just vowel sounds. So like I'm having an epiphany right now. So it's like that like trying to copy the noises from The Sims actually I think would be very beneficial for people's English
Whoa.
because you get the rhythm. Like they have like I remember there's like a T like like they can watch TV and things. Like I remember there's a commercial on the TV for instance like ee, like but like it's the same idea. It's the same idea what we're doing right now. So like so what I want to do, let's take this fundamental needs again. So we're going to do this the vowel sounds, and then we're going to add the consonants. Like ILE fundamental needs, ILE fundamental needs, ILE fundamental needs. Can you try doing that?
I need fundamental needs. I need fundamental needs.
So I can tell you right now,
I need.
when you're doing that vowel, you're getting like we're really nasally. You're like kind of like up here versus lower. ILE fundamental needs, ILE fundamental needs, ILE fundamental needs.
I fundamental needs. I fundamental needs. I fundamental needs.
Okay. So if you want to take this to the next step, is then we want to really start considering pitch and stress patterns. Okay. So like for instance, your general strategy here, fundamental, we can imagine it starts a new thought group. So it's probably gonna start a little high. So it's like fundamental. Um, needs probably actually isn't even stressed. So needs might even go lower pitch. It's like uh, uh it's like Can you do that for me?
E.
Mhm.
E.
It's like it's probably two schwas. Sounds like it's like two schwas. L-E. 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 Fundamental needs. L-E. Fundamental needs. L-E. Fundamental needs. Can you try that?
E. 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 Fundamental needs. Fundamental needs.
You need needs to go lower. Fundamental needs. Fundamental needs. Fundamental needs.
Needs. Needs.
Fundamental needs.
Fundamental needs.
That's
Fundamental needs.
yeah. Those last two times were much better. hmm So let's add the labor part. So it's gonna keep going down. It's like air, air, air. Fundamental needs of labor. Air. Fundamental needs of labor.
Air. Air. Fundamental needs of labor.
Labor. Take the bird.
Labor.
Take the bird lower. Labor.
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 It's like air, air, air. Can you do that for me?
Yeah. Uh, 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 uh.
Don't go too slow. Speed it up. It's okay to mess up. It's okay. Air.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then let's do that three times and alternating. It's like air. Fundamental needs of labor. Air. Fundamental needs of labor. Air. Fundamental needs of labor.
Yeah. Air. Fundamental needs of labor. Yeah. Air. Fundamental needs of labor. Yeah. Air. Fundamental needs of labor.
Yeah. The one thing I'm hearing some difference between how you're doing fundamental versus the vowels. Like you do like L fundamental, L fundamental. Can you do that for me?
L. Fundamental. L. Fundamental.
There you go, better. Now it's smoothing out a little bit. Because before it's like fundamental versus like fundamental, and it's like flowing a little bit more, right?
Uh, yeah.
When you do that, try to keep the breath flowing. It's not because that's gonna be really choppy, right? It's more l.
Yeah, fundamental. Yeah, fundamental.
Do you hear the difference there? One of the things that's happening is like you're like l fundament. Do you hear that difference? Versus now you're versus I don't know, fundamental.
Uh, yeah.
L.
Yeah, fundamental. Yeah, fundamental.
Still, when you're saying and, you can hear it. You're going a little high compared to when you're just doing the vowel. Can you say like
Uh, and,
and?
and, and,
Better, yeah. The last one's better.
and.
I'm gonna give you back a sheet. I want to take a look at some N sounds, because I think what's happening sometimes it's a nasal sound, and I think it's causing things to go a little higher.
My weak
Um,
point.
mm,
My weakness.
I don't know if did you ever watch The Simpsons growing up? Did you ever see The
But this
Simpsons?
is huh?
Did you ever watch
Simpsons.
The Simpsons? Did you ever watch The Simpsons growing up? I remember. I forget what episode it was, but
Yeah,
one
probably.
one one character got shot, and he's like, "Oh, bullets, my only weakness. How did you know?" it's like it's like
That's a
so
good one.
stupid.
That's it's a good one.
it's like so stupid.
Uh, uh,
What are some other end sounds? Dentist, and and okay. Can you say these words for me?
Enter, pen, Dennis, Ben, Penny.
Anner, Pan, Dennis, Ben, Annie, Plenty. Anner, Pen, Dentist, Bend, Plenty. Can you hear a difference?
Enter, pen, Dennis, Ben, Penny.
Ban, Plenty, Bend, Plenty. Can you
Ben,
say N for me? N.
N, N,
The second time. Can you say that 3 times like N, N, N?
N, 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 N,
Good.
N,
Can you
N,
say N, Enter?
N, Enter,
Good. Say again. N, Enter.
N, Enter,
Good. Can you say N, Pen?
N, Pen,
Pretty good. Say again. N, Pen.
N, Pen,
Mm-hmm. Can you say N, Dentist?
N, Dennis,
Not the same. That's changed. N, Dentist.
N, Dennis,
Can you say N, Den?
N, Den,
Do that a couple times. N, Den, N, Den, N, Den.
N, Den, N, Den, N, Den,
Better. Can you say N, Den, Dentist?
N, Den, Dennis,
Better. Can you say N, Bend?
N, Bend,
Kind of shifted. N, Bend.
N, Bend,
Better. N, Plenty.
N, Plenty.
Oh, that was a big shift. Yeah.
Mm,
N, Plenty versus N, Plenty.
and plenty,
Mm, you can do better. N, Plenty.
and plenty.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, it's like P and L.
I know. I
Okay,
know.
I'm happy. I like pen. It's
Mhm, mhm.
uh
So
pl-
like pull dark L,
pl- pl-
pull
pl- pl-
plen plen.
plan plan.
Careful, it's almost turning into plan. Careful, plen.
Plan, Plan.
The last one's better. Say it 3 times. Plan, plan, plan.
Plan. Plan. Plan.
Careful, we're getting some shifting going on. It's like plan versus plen.
Plan. Plan.
Plen, plen, plen.
Plan. 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 Plan.
Not bad. Get the back of your tongue a little higher because I don't want people to confuse this for plan. And we're kind of, I
Plan.
don't think you're saying plan, but we're almost getting into that territory. Plen, plen, plen.
Plan. Plan. Plan.
I'm hearing
Plan.
plan,
Plan.
plan,
Plan.
plan. Plen, plen, plen.
Plan. Plan. Plan.
Can you say and plen?
And plan.
Not the same. And plen.
And plan.
Not the same. Drag it out longer. And plan.
And plan.
Careful, even the N was a little off. And plan.
Uh, uh,
And
plan.
plan. Plan. Plan.
Plan.
Started good, then it shifted.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
Can you hear that though? Like, can you feel
Ye-
that it's a little different?
Yeah, I know it's different, but
Okay. Well, that's our goal today is not perfection. Our goal today is just noticing, and the
yeah.
fact that you can just feel the difference is huge. Okay. Because if you can't notice it, it's going to take even longer. So the fact you notice it is good. So basically, if I were you, for like the next week, I would just be saying and plan and plan and plan and plan and plan. It's a very exciting exercise, I know,
Yeah.
but that's the what's going to happen one day. I mean, you probably already know this, but you're going to wake up one day. If you put it into practice, you're going to wake up one day and be able to do it, and you'll be like, why couldn't I do this
Yeah.
yesterday?
Last week was like sing. Yeah, just need to practice.
That's just how it goes. Um, let's run through these words one more time just so you have it for practice. So what we're going to
Okay.
do, we're going to say and, we're going to say, then we're going to say the word, and we're going to do that twice for each of these. Okay. I'll have you go after me. First word, can you say and, enter?
And enter.
Again, and, enter.
And enter.
The second time is better than the first time. Good. And, pen.
And pen.
Good, but the P is a little heavy. And, pen.
And pen.
Still a little heavy on the P, but this sounds good. And, dentist.
And dentist.
Not bad. And, dentist.
And dentist.
Okay. And, bend.
And bend.
That was a big shift. And, bend.
And bend.
That's better. Junji's here. Hey, Junji.
Hey, sir.
we're gonna head out in a minute, my man. But
Okay, it's fine. Okay.
no, it's cool.
Bro.
Well, I can let you run through these really quick. And then our last one, Alberto, can you say and plenty?
And plenty.
That was a big shift. Can you say again? And plenty.
And plenty.
Still shifting. You'll hear it. Okay.
Cool.
Junji, for
Yeah.
the sake of time, I'm going to run through these words one more time to
Mhm.
give you a chance to run through so that way you'll have something to compare on the replay, okay? So I'm going to say all of these. I want you to listen. Enter, pen, dentist, bend, plenty. Can you say those for me?
Better. Oh, enter, pen, dentist, bend, plenty.
Placement's pretty high. I'm hearing like enter, pen, dentist versus enter, pen, dentist. So I really want you to listen for that in the replay, okay? Okay. And then of course I'll be back tomorrow, Junji. So if you want to practice these more tomorrow, just let me know. Okay. Cool. Any quick questions for me about anything, gentlemen?
Not really good stuff. Thank
Cool.
you very much.
Thank you very much. Cool.
Good.
I'll see you guys later. Junji, I'm glad I got to see you a little bit. That's cool. Alberto, I'll see you later. You guys have a good night, okay? Take care.
Take care.